What's up, guys? Your boy Darkskin, and we are back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about LOSTVAYNE Meliotis and Goddess Elizabeth, talking about who's better in what situations, etc., how far apart they are, everything like that. A lot of people of people have been asking, hey Darkskin, should I be saving for LOSTVAYNE or should I be saving for Goddess Elizabeth? Also, hey Darkskin, how far apart are they from, each other? How far, how long do I have to save gems if I summon on LOSTVAYNE? Blah, 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 blah. So, I'm going to be breaking down everything that went down on JP as far as LOSTVAYNE Meliotis and Goddess Elizabeth, so you guys can get the gist of everything that's going on. So, starting out, let me go over the characters real quick and then we'll get into everything. So, LOSTVAYNE Meliotis. LOSTVAYNE Meliotis is a red unit, obviously. He is debatably the best PvP unit in the game. A lot of people, I feel like it's not even a debate. He's the best PvP unit. If we're talking about like single unit, I feel like he's the best PvP unit in the game. Now, obviously, you can build teams, blah, 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 but he's debatably the best PvP unit in the game, and he's been running the game as far as JP for a very, 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 very long time. Just recently that switched with Green Easton, and a whole bunch of other stuff like that. But anyways, so red unit, 240% damage. At rank 2, it's 300% damage, fills ult gauge by 1. At rank 3, it's 500% damage, fills ult gauge by 2. It's the same card that Green Escanor has, same attack card. Moving on to a second card, ignores defense, which is a charge, 130% to all enemies, 195% to all enemies, 325% to all enemies. Those are his 1, 2, 3 ranks. Now, moving on to his ultimate. Inflicts secret technique damage equal to 300% of attack to all enemies. Damage inflicted will be effective against all attributes. Now, I'm gonna break this down. Number 1, he always has type advantage when he ults. It doesn't matter if he ults Blue King, Red King, Green King. He will do the same damage to every single one of them. Always. If you guys don't know, it's just like Gogeta from Dokkan. He's always type effective when he ults. Always. So keep that in mind. Secret technique. Secret technique gives 20% additional damage per card, per hero card in hand. So that means if you have 3 Meliotis cards in hand, when you ult, he will get an extra 60% additional damage. Keep in mind, this scales with ultimate dupes. So, let's say you have your Meliotis 6/6. He's base going to do 450%, and then for every card in hand of his, he'll get an additional 60%. So, let's say you ult. Let's say your Meliotis is 6/6, and he ults, and he has 3 cards in his hand. He's going to get an additional 180% damage. That's how this Meliotis works. Now, moving on, if you look at his passive, increases skill ranks of the hero if the hero receives critical damage on the enemy's turn. So if you crit Meliotis, all of his cards in hand will rank up. So if he has 4 cards, and they're all level 1 cards, and you crit him, all 4 cards will become level 2 cards. Or if they're all level 2 cards, and you crit him, all of those cards will become level 3 cards. That's how he works. Now keep in mind, he has no crit resistance. So he has no negation of crits. So if you have 20% crit chance, he has no crit resistance. So you're going to hit him with 20% crit chance. Most units in the game have upwards of 40, 50, 60%. So he's going to be getting crit a lot. And just to show you exactly what I mean, let's go look at King, right? Let's go look at King. King's crit chance is what? Crit chance base is 30. And with everything, it becomes what? 32. And my King on global is like 49% with weapons and stuff like that. So King almost going to crit, because King has multi-hit moves. His Petrify is multi-hit, so chances are you're going to crit. If you look at Escanor, both Escanors, doesn't matter. His crit chance is 20%. With weapons and everything, it's like 30 plus, right? Merlin also gives him 19%. So Escanor's crit chance becomes what? Like, I want to say 50-ish? Red Escanor also has multi-hit moves. So it's like that type of stuff is what's going to make LOSTVAYNE Meliotis so devastating because he's going to have all his stuff ranked up. On top of, he's getting ult gauge from this card. He's ignoring defense on this card. And his crit chance base, level 1, no awakening stars, is 70%. 86 6-star awaken, it's 73. With weapons, you're pushing that to 80. So it's safe to say he's going to crit. He is going to crit. Very, very good unit. Very, very good unit. Now let's talk about Elizabeth. Blue unit. Her first card, 200% of attack. At rank 2, 200% of attack and stuns for 1 turn. At rank 3, 250% attack, stuns for 2 turns. The difference between stun and petrify is if you petrify somebody and they have buffs or the counter, stance, anything, it takes away the buffs and the stance and the debuffs. If you stun somebody, number 1, you don't take away any buffs. Number 2, you don't take away any debuffs. But the thing is, you can attack them after you stun them. If you stun them, you can still attack them afterwards, and they will stay stunned. So that's the difference between stun and petrify. So stun is a lot better in the sense of you can get more damage off after you stun them. Her second card creates a barrier around all allies equal to 150% of attack for 1 turn. When attacked, no bonus damage effects will be applied. Now, the shield is 150% of attack, 200%, and then 300% of attack. These are for 1 turn. These are for 2 turns. When it says no bonus effect is applied, what that means is if she has the shield up, say you have Spike. Everyone here knows what Spike is, right? Spike does double crit damage. Let's go look at Zeldris real quick. Spike, double crit damage. If Zeldris or anyone with Spike attacks this shield, they will not, number 1, they won't apply Spike. Number 2, if you attack this shield, you cannot crit. If she has the shield up, it doesn't matter. You could have 300% crit chance, right? If you attack the shield, you don't crit. So you don't crit. You can't use any of the cards. So like how Meliotis has charge. Charge won't be applied. Secret technique, if he ults the shield, it won't be applied, etc. That goes for everybody. Except Rupture, because Rupture does double damage to buffed enemies, and this is a buff. Now, her ultimate heals allies for a certain amount of HP, and it also reflects a percentage of damage taken and heals for a percentage of the damage dealt. Now, I know that's a lot, but long story short, she puts this little buff on her team and herself. They heal, and then any damage they take for 2 turns gets reflected. Now, if the unit dies, it doesn't get reflected. So that's exactly how it works. I know it's a mouthful. Her passive, if an ally is going to die, recovers HP by the amount before death. What this means is, if I have max HP, let's say my king is max HP, and you ult my king with green Escanor and he one-shots, king will revive max HP. Also, if I'm 1 HP and you kill me, I'll revive with 1 HP. That's how her revive works. So that is Meliotis and Elizabeth, right? Now, looking at the time difference of when they came. Meliotis came, all right, let me go ahead and scroll down. Meliotis came March 26th on JP. Elizabeth came almost 2 months later, right? So at the end of March is when Meliotis came. So then the full month of April and just about the full month of May, right? Goddess Elizabeth, May 28th. So she came 2 months after Meliotis. So that is give or take 9 weeks. Give or take 9 updates. Because you have like 4.5 weeks in a month. And then it's 2 months. 4 plus 4 is 8. Obviously half plus half. Anyways, it's 9 weeks, give or take. It's generally 9 updates. So in those 9 updates, you'll be able to get PvP rewards, everything else, etc., etc., etc. The thing about that is, it is 900 gems to guarantee Meliotis. And they have the same thing on Elizabeth's banner. So 900 gems. So if you got 1800 gems, you're chilling, right? Basically, long story short, if you have 900, you're chilling on Meliotis. A lot of people are asking who they should go for. What should they do? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Meliotis is still debatably the best PvP unit in the game. Crazy enough, Elizabeth makes Meliotis even better. She just makes him better. She just gives him the support he needs. If you one-shot Meliotis, he comes back. She just, like, say Meliotis gets ult, and then he dies. He revives, and he still has ult. That's how her passive works. So she just makes Meliotis better. Now, if I had to pick one of these units, personally, I would want Elizabeth. Reason why is because, you know, Kingbrum is one of my favorite teams. I like the double petrify type of deal. So it's like if I run Elizabeth, it's the same thing. You have a stun, you have a petrify, it's the same thing. Obviously, but that's just personal preference. If I'm talking about generally, I say you should summon for LOSTVAYNE Meliotis. Number one, he's the banner coming first. Number two, you don't know if you'll get lucky. You could pull him in 1 or 2 multis. I did like 300 gems and pulled Meliotis and Elizabeth on her banner. So it's like anything can happen, right? We don't know if she's going to be 2 months away or longer or shorter or whatever. I say summon for Meliotis. Obviously, if you don't pull Meliotis, you'll have another chance to pull him on Elizabeth's banner. Elizabeth is used in a lot of stuff. Meliotis is used in a lot of stuff. I can't really tell you who to pull for. I say pull for Meliotis just because he's coming first. If you want to wait for Elizabeth, that's your choice. If you're like, oh, well, my personal preference is Elizabeth, by all means, do what you want to do. There is no clear-cut answer. They are both amazing units. They both do, they stomp PvP, they stomp PvE. They're both amazing. All right, now, like I said, Meliotis does come first. If you, I mean, I'd say test your luck with Meliotis. You pull him early, save for Elizabeth. Now, if you do want to wait, Meliotis will be on Elizabeth's banner. Granted, keep in mind, more units on a banner doesn't necessarily mean good, right? The more units on a banner, the less likely you are to pull those units. So, I mean, those are the facts on the table. I can't really tell you who to go for. Do what you think you need to do, whatever the case may be. That's everything. So, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.